Are we recording? Are we recording? I don't think it's recording yet. Is it recording? And we're recording. Fantastic. Hello, American History Summer 2023 students. Again, just like my previous videos, if you're in my American History 1 or my American History 2 class, you are all in the right place. We're looking right now at the American History 1 course, but again, the American History 2 students, y'all's is set up pretty much the exact same way, just slightly different content because, of course, different time periods. So, I'm making this video because starting today, technically, we are going to really officially get into the actual meat of the course with actual content and actual assignments. This little half week has, of course, just been about like getting introduced to the course, doing the course entry activities, and all that fun stuff. But again, since we're really getting into the course starting today and then especially next week, I just wanted to go ahead and sort of show everyone what that process looks like and how it will be going throughout the rest of the semester, just to hopefully ease any confusion or anxiety anybody has. So, the first thing I'll do is just give a quick reminder because this is going to be irrelevant to most of you. But some of you, I'm sending out this video to everyone in the course, regardless of if you've done the course entry stuff yet, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see this video. So, as a quick reminder, again, the enrollment verification activity and the course orientation upload need to be completed as soon as possible for a couple of reasons. First, as you can see here, if you don't complete this activity by the census date, which is next Tuesday on May the 30th, so if you don't complete it by the end of that day, you are automatically withdrawn from the course. So if you don't do these two things by that date, you automatically get withdrawn. It's again Nash policy, so it is something I do have to do. Also, as you may have noticed, if you scroll down a little bit as well throughout the course, everything in the course is locked unless you have completed those two activities, which is again also Nash policy. So it's important, I would argue, to not just put this off until the last second and do it like the night of May the 30th, because that means that you're going to pretty much immediately start getting behind in the course because you won't be able to do any of our assignments or activities or look at anything really in this course besides the syllabus until you do these two activities. So again, if you're watching this and haven't done those yet, I would highly encourage you to do those as soon as possible. Again, whether you're in my American History 1 or my American History 2, both of those activities can be found pretty much at the very top of our course. So, that is the first thing I wanted to show you all. Now, that's out of the way, we can get into the more specific stuff going forward. Again, just as a quick reminder, the course introduction stuff is all still listed here. You should have taken the quiz that covers major course policies. The slideshow and the video I made for you all introducing the class are both located right here. If you want more description on how to do major assignments, that's here. I have a video for that as well. Then you have the pacing guide, assignments description, late work form, citation and writing guides, the introduction discussion forum, the plagiarism checker. And I also do want to quickly remind you of this, especially you again have that student questions discussion forum. This will be here the entire semester, and it's where you can post questions for each other or for me to answer. It'll be there the entire semester, and I'll accept any questions on anything related to the course. Again, as long as it's professional and respectful. But again, put questions here if you think it'll be beneficial for the whole class. So, with that out of the way, then again, you have all the major assignment stuff, but what we will be focusing on, you gain access to it today, and you'll be officially starting it next week, is the first week of content. For my American History 1 students, they're looking, of course, as you can see, at Spanish and English colonization. My American History 2 students, just to actually pull yours up really quickly, or let me make sure I just pull it up in the other tab. There we go. All right, so again, just to show you guys, American History 2 students, what yours will look like. So yeah, you're focusing in, it'll be the same week, the same days. You're just focusing on Reconstruction and the Indian Wars for your actual top content. So again, the setup for both of the courses is pretty much exactly the same. I just have a little bit different content, obviously, because you're in different time periods. But anyway, so what I wanted to go ahead and show you is how this is going to look. The first thing, though, I do want to mention is, again, sort of how the dates are going to work in this course. So again, in each week, you can go ahead and look and see at what we're going to be focusing on for each, what dates we're going to be focusing on each topic on. So week 2 is going from May the 29th to June the 2nd. I need to take the second May 29th out there, but that's okay. So those are the days we're going to be focusing on it. However, I'm aware that I'm sure some of you have like different work or school or whatever it is schedules going on. So to give people a chance to maybe get a head start, do things over the weekend when they might have more time, for each week you will gain access to it the Thursday before the week officially starts. So again, week 2 doesn't officially start until next Monday on May the 29th, but you actually gained access to it today, which is why I'm making this video and going ahead and sending it out to everyone today. So, again, if you want to get a head start, you gain access to everything in that week, again, the week before it is due. Or the Thursday before it is due. So, for example, the exact same thing is going to happen on week 3. Week 3, again, for both classes, officially starts on June the 5th, the Monday of that week, ends on June 9th, the Friday of that week, but you will actually gain access to it on June the 1st, which is again the Thursday before the week starts. So again, I do have things locked until we get to them in the course, but I do give you early access before the week actually starts, so that some of you can get things done over the weekend or get a head start depending on your schedules. So again, that is essentially how this whole setup is going to work. So, what we'll do then is just go ahead and get a little bit more into detail about how the weekly modules are going to be set up. So, for each week, the first thing you need to do is click on the work schedule. The work schedule will always be posted, as it says here, at the very top of each week. So, you click on this work schedule, it's essentially just a list of what I want you to do for each week. So, I have all readings, all slideshows and activities, and all assignments in the order that I recommend you complete them in. So, for example, for week 2, your readings are going to be first, reading on Columbus and diseases that were brought into the New World. Then I have slideshows on the Columbian Exchange and Spanish colonization. Then you'll read a document called the Maryland Toleration Act of 1649. Then you'll have slideshow on the Chesapeake and New England colonies, a reading on inventing black and white and the start of slavery in this country. And then you'll end with a slideshow on the Carolinas and the Middle Colonies. So again, it basically splits things up into how I want you to engage the content. Typically, I'll have readings that dive into something a bit more specifically. It'll give you primary sources you can draw upon for assignments. And then I have slideshows I've made that I think summarize things a bit more efficiently than a textbook does. And then again, you'll have down here the assignments, what assignments are due each week. So again, that's basically how the work schedule will be set up. Then if you scroll back over here, you'll have again the links to those documents I listed in the work schedule. So you'll have all the slideshows for the week are linked in right here. You can go through and access them at any time throughout the semester. You'll have the readings down here towards the bottom. All the readings are linked in, everything to read for that week. And then what I'll have at the bottom most usually is, again, a description of the assignment that week. So again, this is reminding you again that writing assignment 1 is due this week. If you scroll up to the top, you can again, of course, go to writing assignment stuff. Like I said in the course intro video, all the things you need for the writing assignment are located right here. So that is basically what you're going to be looking at on a week-by-week basis. And just to go ahead and show you, again, you guys won't be able to actually see this on your end until they're opened on the certain dates. But just to go ahead and show you, that is again how each week for the whole semester is going to be set up. You have the work schedule, you have the links to all the documents and the slideshows, and then you have a description at the bottom reminding you of what assignment is coming up that week. Or what assignments are coming up that week. And again, just as a quick reminder, not to drag this out anymore, but we do, of course, again, have the course pacing guide, which you can also check that at any time to see every single due date we'll have the entire semester. So that is, again, just sort of how the weeks are going to be set up. The last thing I did want to do very, very briefly, first is, again, make sure if you haven't already, before you turn in writing assignment 1, I would, again, highly recommend you go through that description and practice video or the slideshow to, again, get an idea of what my expectations are for major assignments. That's still there for the whole semester. But one thing I would also want to go ahead and do is give you a bit of an idea of what I expect from writing assignment formats. So again, like I've mentioned before, argumentative essays and argumentative assignments are the way I'd like things to go. So you will, of course, start off with your, if this will work, introduction/thesis statement. So all of your assignments, or all your writing assignments, and most assignments you do in general, need to start off there. So again, as a reminder, your thesis statement introduces your overall argument, and then introduces your supporting topics. Now, the main reason I like to highlight the supporting topics is people tend to, one, leave those out of thesis statements, but also they tend to forget that those supporting topics are meant to introduce your body paragraphs that are going to support this overall argument. Like most of you probably done in the past, I want to see a body paragraph structure with this assignment. So, let's say, for example, my thesis statement was that, let's see, something completely random. George Washington is the greatest president ever because of his military experience, negotiation skills, and charisma. If you don't like George Washington, please don't get angry at me. I made that up. So I will keep my opinion of George Washington to myself. But that would be your thesis statement. So your argument is that Washington is the best president, and your supporting topics are his military skills, negotiation skills, and his charisma. So now I know that you're going to have body paragraph 1 on military, body paragraph 2 on negotiation, and body paragraph 3 on charisma. Please ignore my horrible spelling here. So that basically essentially will then organize your entire writing assignment, and then you'll of course end with a conclusion. So that's a very basic setup, but that is essentially what I do want your writing assignments, your final, eventually, things like that to be organized. You have the introduction and the thesis statement that tells me what you're going to argue and how you're going to prove it. You then split that up into the different body paragraphs where you support each section of your argument. So again, in this case, you're proving how Washington's military proves he was a great president, his negotiation proves he was a great president, and his charisma proves he was a great president. And then you'll end on a conclusion where you just, again, re-summarize your argument. So that, again, is essentially what I would look for. I would, again, encourage you to go through this expectations video where I, again, cover more specifically how to set up a good thesis statement, how to do good research, how to properly format citations, all those important things that are also big expectations for these writing assignments. So that should hopefully summarize, again, how the weekly schedule is set up and your immediate concern with writing assignment 1. If anyone has any other questions, please do let me know as soon as possible. But otherwise, have a great rest of your week, and just let me know if anything comes up.